Jeremy, you've met another Kiwi joining the space race.
Mike McRoberts, I don't know where you get your information, but once again, you are 100% correct. Amazing, isn't it? Incredible. Your idea of a backyard project might be putting some pavers down or setting traps for the neighbourhood cat that digs in the garden. Some Kiwis do more, like building New Zealand's biggest homemade rocket with some mates and 70 litres of gin. Huntly's Ethan Koosof, a New Zealand Rocket Association member, recently gathered with hundreds of other blast-off buddies for their national launch day to shoot homemade rockets into space. Great. Like this one, it is the Nike Smoke Rocket, over 6.3 metres tall, powered by homemade liquor and costing $35,000.
Wow.
Firing off a humble Waikato paddock over the weekend, the annual event has been running since 2001. With some of the amateur enthusiasts moving on to jobs with Rocket Lab and Dawn Aerospace. One small step for Huntly, one giant leap for Kiwi kind. And joining us from Huntly now is Ethan Koosof. Ethan, how did it feel to watch that record-breaking launch on the weekend?
Oh, mate, it was amazing. I mean, that's 10 months of hard work from a lot of people, you know, 2, 3 a.m. finishes and 4, 5 a.m. starts, you know. It's been a lot of work, but I mean, everyone there was stoked to see it. There was a lot of interest from children, and that's the whole aim of the project, really, is to get kids into science and engineering, and I think we accomplished that.
Where to from here, Ethan? What's the aim? What's the big goal?
Well, the plan today was to actually get some sleep, but you guys buggered that up. I mean, I think we're all going to take a bit of a breather, but we'll be back bigger and better next year. Probably the same rocket, but we're going to go higher and faster, I think. That's the plan.
All right, Ethan, the nerd in me needs some facts. Run me through the specs. How big, how fast, how high did the rocket get?
So it's about 6.5 metres long, weighed in at about 200 kilos, which is about 5 times heavier than anything that's been flown before. It reached about 9,000 feet and just got over 1,000 kilometres an hour.
Wow. And how do you make that thing go? It's not like you're popping down to the service station and filling up a little petrol can, are you?
No, so that's the responsibility of Dr. Martin Van Thiel of Van Thiel Pyrotechnics. So he designed a solid rocket motor not too dissimilar to what used to power the old space shuttles, and that delivered about 11,000 horsepower, 1.2 tonnes of thrust for about 7 seconds, and that's what forced that up into the sky.
It's amazing. We're looking at some pictures of it now. Do you have to ask anyone before you launch something like this? What sort of clearance do you need?
Yeah, so we have a standing agreement with Airways. So basically, whenever we're launching down at the range, a NOTAM is issued, which basically excludes any pilots from operating within a certain distance of our launch site.
You've been doing it for 20 years. What's the worst thing that's happened to one of your rockets?
I mean, like all rockets, we have the occasional malfunction. Deployment failures, motor failures, but obviously we have pretty strict safety distances and force, which means that nothing ever goes. There's no consequences. I've been there 20 years now and we've never had a serious accident.
You've never blown up Huntly?
No, I bet you'd like me to do that though, wouldn't you?
No, I was not saying that, no.
I think somebody already has.
No, Huntly is beautiful.
All right, Ethan, all the best for that launch next year, and thanks for joining us on the project.
No worries. Cheers for that. Have a good one.